Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, or whatever time you're hearing this. My name is Medea Redondo. I'm a student of fifth semester in the University of Tecmilenio, and I want to talk to you a little bit about Cold War, its definition, its important data, dates, important names, and what it's more about. Well, the Cold War was a conflict between the Soviet Union and the United States of America, obviously, each one with its allies and in different bands. It began after World War II between the years of 1946 and 1947. This conflict is called Cold War because there wasn't a direct fight in a specific place between the two sides. These two sides were divided in capitalism with side and led by the United States and a federal republic, conformed by two-party presidential systems. On the other side, we have the communist system, where the USSR was nowadays called Russia. I'm going to explain a little bit about what capitalism is. Capitalism is a type of economic system where each individual is responsible of the amount of goods that are produced. Each individual is free to make as much as money as they want and spend it or invest it, produce it or sell it wherever they think is better. This system is mainly based on voluntary decisions, where private individuals produce their own resources to have goods based in their different interests and known needs. This system is also characterized by private ownership and the amount of its production, depending on private property rights and investment and productive capital. This system was proposed by Adam Smith as a development in the trade between nations. Well, on the other side, now I'm going to talk about just a little bit of communism. The communism system is basically based in a public ownership, where the government has the total control and power over the production of goods. What do I exactly mean with this? Well, there is no private property, and all the wealth is divided equally between the citizens. Being just a little bit more exact, everybody has the same amount of goods and economic opportunities and situations. This system was proposed by Marx and Engels, trying to develop the socialist ideals, also called Marxism ideas. Now that we know what were the two sides, I can explain just a little bit more that the Cold War was a conflict based with a political, economic, social, military, informative, or even scientific war that can also be called a geopolitical tension because of the different point of views and interests of each side. Now that I cannot really tell you about what this is, I would like to interview a special person that would like to help us to understand just a little bit more about what happened and how this developed and how this is still affecting our actual society. What countries were the world leaders during that period?
USA and the USSR.
Why did countries who were allies during the war become enemies afterwards?
Because they didn't agree of the policy that was going to be applied on Germany.
Where did the Cold War take place?
There is not an exact place, but because it was everything indirect.
What opinion did the general public had in the Cold War?
It depends on the side that you are asking. If you ask the socialists, they would say that the capitalists may be eradicated and vice versa. But as we are like secondary persons, we don't have like an exact opinion about it. Maybe we think that it was something like full.
Okay, what kind of weapons were used in the Cold War?
They use nuclear weapons.
Well, that was Marcela Galvez with 41 years being a history teacher in high school. Well, I think that I've been really clear about what the Cold War was about, but to make it clearly, I would like to finish just saying that I think that the Cold War was a really important war because this defined which economic system was better for the actual word. Without that word, we actually wouldn't have like a really divided society about the economic systems. What do I think about the economic systems? In my opinion, I think that capitalism is like a really good economic system because it gives you the opportunity to decide about what you think is better to do with your money. What do you want to do with it? And if you're successful, it's because of your work. I think that socialism is good, but even though there's the same opportunities, the government has, like, I don't know if I can say it like this, has the power to control over your economic system. So I think that it's really better to have a capitalism because of you can have your own decisions about your own money that you produced. Well, this was Matia Redondo in a transmission of what history and